Introduction to Influencer Marketing. What is influencer marketing? Influencer marketing is a new digital marketing strategy that consists of achieving a series of collaborative links between brands and companies and those people with high visibility and prominence on the internet, known as influencers. But what are influencers? Influencers are not superhumans or magic creatures that hold the secret of social networks in a magic book. They are people who are simply characterized by having a lot of receptivity and charisma in the virtual world. Some of them, like YouTubers, for example, have channels with thousands, and in some cases even millions, of subscribers and followers. Influencers play a role that is a product of technological evolution, which plays a critical role in today's life. Naturally, these social network kings are real diamonds in the rough for brands, companies, organizations, and even entrepreneurs with emerging businesses. Their critique of a specific product or their appearance using a brand of clothing, for instance, can considerably increase the widespread acceptance of a specific brand and, therefore, boost sales like foam. For a company, applying this strategy can bring significant benefits. Some are as follows. You get to amplify the positive messages of the brand or company. You will generate a lot of conversation on the net about the products offered by the brand. It increases traffic to the website or social network profile of the brand that the influencer is promoting. The brand gains a good reputation and high prestige. If designed well, a campaign with influencers does not have to be expensive and can yield a satisfactory and profitable return on investment, ROI. Influencers are generally followed by a target audience characterized for being very consumerist and for having high purchase power, millennials. But, becoming an influencer or being considered an influencer is not only about having many followers. It is about having your opinion followed and considered by a particular audience. And at the same time, this implies a lot of hard work that involves a lot of learning, perseverance, and dedication. To be a successful influencer, you must not only know how to use the leading social networks, much less how to make beautiful publications. It is a role considered a profession and that you must take very seriously if you want to be considered by the biggest brands in the market. If you wish to be successful, we don't have a magic formula, but we have prepared this ebook with some secrets that will surely change your perspective and guide you in the process of becoming an influencer. Choose your niche. There is no magic formula to become a recognized influencer. However, you will need the charm to please your followers and to be always at the forefront of trends because, in the digital world, the last thing you want is to lag. But there are secrets you can start using to stand out. One of them is to target a specific niche. In other words, to stand out, you must find a target audience to address. And to do that, you must talk to them about a specific topic, something you stand out in a unique way and in a way that makes you stand out from the rest. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 or 100,000 followers. What this ensures is that by speaking to a group from a specific niche on a particular topic, you will achieve an audience that is highly committed to your content. This commitment will ultimately translate not only into followers, but consumers of your content and an audience that is loyal to you and trusts your judgment. Also, it will undoubtedly make brands want to approach you eager to reach an audience committed to your criteria. So how do you choose a niche? The answer will depend on you and your skills because if you are strong in the kitchen, you cannot target an audience that loves fashion design or choose as a niche the manufacture of summer clothes. Does this mean that you should stick in only one thing? Not exactly, everything in its own time. In social networks, there are millions of people who create a great deal of content and target different audiences. In other words, there is something for everyone. Choosing a niche is a task that requires time and planning, especially if you intend to stand out among so many people who may be doing the same as you. How can you choose a niche and not die trying? To do this, you must start by writing down a straightforward list with all the things that interest you. Put special emphasis into those topics of your interest. The best that suit you are those that you want to display in your social networks. Probably, you will find that your range on tastes is enormous. Do not worry so much about it. We'll narrow down the options you've thought of later on. This works. Now, pay attention to the following explanation. Focus on a niche. By now, you should have written down all your interests and skills. These can be turned into niches. Some niches are trendy and social networks within which they stand out. Fashion, art, travel, food, geek, couples, leisure, babies, gamers, makeup, comedy, photography, fitness. For example, let's say you like the fashion niche very much. However, this niche is extensive by itself. Therefore, whatever content you post in your social network of choice might not be specific and lack the impact that you want because it would be too general and diffuse to stand out. As general as fashion is, you can select something even narrower. Options are endless if we get ourselves used to think outside the box. Following the example with the fashion niche, we can find various topics, such as garment making, fashion blogging, fashion design, fashion trends, etc. You can also narrow your niche even more. For example, if you are a fashion designer, just being one and talk about it won't suffice. You can be even more specific by talking about making swimwear. Following this idea, you can talk about making swimwear only for ladies or only for men. So, if you feel you have chosen a broad niche, you can go even deeper and adopt a smaller one. As you will see, making a thorough lookup of one to give to your followers or subscribers is worth it, since they love to know that they will find specific and unique content in your site. Therefore, it's up to you to be as specific as possible. Aim for an audience. Another essential step to success on social networks is knowing who you want to target. For this task, you can look for inspiration in other accounts targeting the same niche as you. It's completely valid if you choose to aim for a similar style of the accounts you looked up for inspiration. It's not about copying them, but about being inspired by them. This inspired aesthetic will help you identify yourself to an audience similar to theirs and help you find a similar follower base. Study your inspirational accounts carefully. Find their most successful posts and try to break them down into their core elements. This analysis will help you generate a similar post. Everything works as long as it's with your personal touch and from your originality. Evaluate according to your content. What would be your ideal audience? That is, if what you like to do is show your creative process as a fashion designer, you cannot aim at a gamer audience. Choose a leading social network. The last, but at the same time, the most crucial step, choose a network on which you want to establish yourself. This doesn't mean that you have to open an account in only one network and only dedicate yourself to it. No. But you should start in one initially, at least while you consolidate your content and build up a community. There are many networks where you can create content. For example, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter are the most popular. However, YouTube can grant you quick fame if you use it correctly. TikTok became the most downloaded social network in both Play Store and iStore in the last year. To choose a social network to work on, you first need to know it, know how it works and why not, its secrets. This knowledge will also help you find a network that identifies with you. For example, it's not the same to upload images to Instagram accompanied by a caption that makes you fall in love and seduce the customer. It's not the same as making a video for YouTube that engages the subscriber enough to see the whole thing. The best resource to exploit your full potential is to understand which social network you want to be on and make the most of it. Currently, the most used networks, in trend and growth, are Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. However, this does not imply that other social networks are losing relevance. Still, it would be very advisable to focus on the place where there is a higher number of people. Therefore, these three networks are the perfect target to become an influencer and be the target of the most recognized brands. Instagram, the fundamentals. Intro to Instagram. Instagram is a social platform based on a mobile app. It allows its user base the upload of images and videos with multiple effects, such as stickers, preset filters, frames, and then post them as content in the platform or share them across a wide array of social media. Initially, it was intended as a photography network since it was one of the first social networks that had unique filters for photos. This allowed the user to create a well-edited image and give it a professional look without much effort. Anyone could edit without using resources like Photoshop. Instagram is currently one of the leading social media platforms for both consumers and brands because it harbors more than 20 million influencers, which work for the people as entertainers and opinion leaders and for a brand as promoters to generate more sales. To become an influencer within this robust social network, in which there are more than 1,000 million users a month, you have to be very charming to please your followers and always be at the forefront of trends. In the digital world, what you want, the least is to be left behind. Most social networks nowadays work with an algorithm. The purpose of it is to humanize social networks more and more since, according to experts, in the last few years, social networks were becoming generators of social alienation. In the face of such concern, most social networks stuck to an algorithm that consists of showing you what you like, taking you to those things with which you identify yourself and with which you interact the most. The monster called algorithm. In 2018, Instagram introduced many changes to its operation, such as the great algorithm that moved us away from the timeline with which we used to see posts. But despite the adverse reaction, chronological presentation didn't seem to make a comeback, so it was up to each user to adapt and manage themselves under those new rules. Under these conditions, is it possible to adapt and overcome the Instagram algorithm? It's vital to understand that the current algorithm prioritizes highly committed stories and posts. Communication by using different Instagram tools such as stories is something of value to the algorithm. For this reason, resources like Instagram Stories and Instagram TV will continue to evolve, becoming an essential aspect of your marketing strategy on Instagram. From the very first transition of the timeline format, Instagram's feed became a scheme based primarily on interaction with other people's posts. This algorithm includes the number of likes, comments, video views, saves, forwarding, direct messaging, and any other interactions the post receives. When a post gets a lot of likes and comments, the algorithm reads it as a high-quality post, with engaging content, and it's likely that more people will be interested in seeing it. In a report about the new algorithm, Instagram's representatives commented, "The content priority in your feed will depend on whether the algorithm determines the content is interesting for you and on the quality and quantity of interactions with the person who is posting." In other words, Instagram's operation is based on humanization, not looking to be robots, but the opposite. Instagram seeks to get closer to you by providing you with the tools that will allow you to get closer to your followers, get to know them, and interact with them. It's up to you to do the job. Getting a business account. The second thing to consider if you want to grow as an Instagram influencer is to take it seriously. How? By converting your Instagram account to a business account or a creator account. It doesn't matter if your account has already been created, you can change it from the Switch to Business Account or Switch to Creator Account option on the Settings tab. Or you can simply create a new account with that option active. The tools are already there and you just have to use them. What is the difference between a business account and a creator account? With both options, you get almost the same tools. However, the business account was created considering that in the last years, numerous brands and companies have joined this social network. This reason leads to the creator accounts, devise thinking in the high number of influencers that make life in this social network and that in turn dedicate a significant part of their time to create valuable content that keeps followers hooked on consumption much longer. Creator accounts have been specially designed for influencers, allowing them to promote a good or service using their image. This option even allows you to label your sponsors, enables the creation of purely commercial content where the brand or company gets advertised 100%. One of the novelties brought about by the creation of the creator account and another notable difference concerning the business account is that the creator account was originally the only one that allowed you to visualize how many people stopped following you. Nowadays, both options will enable you to make it visible. However, both are a powerful Instagram tool that allows you to view your profile statistics. If you want to be successful on this social network, creating a strategy based on these statistics will become your ace in the hole. In both options, as a company at Instagram or as a creator, you can make announcements. This possibility will undoubtedly be your greatest ally. And although Instagram options are free, the ads generate an expense that you must pay monthly to Instagram based on the amount of advertising you do. However, more than an expense, it's an investment that is 100% worthwhile because it allows you to multiply your reach and, by segmenting it in the right way, it will be a formula that will guarantee you to gain followers. Remember that just as companies have a buyer person, an influencer must have a target audience, so the way to make ads must be in conjunction with the brand. For this reason, Instagram, which is continuously evolving, has provided its influencers with a new possibility for working with brands, creating brand content, which means creating ads for influencers. Branded content is an evolving ecosystem. So, Instagram has been concerned with listening to the requests it receives from brands and influencers about the constant creation of branded content. An influencer needs to know all the tools available to work with brands, and this new possibility of creating ads is no exception. With this new functionality, brands will pay for advertising on Instagram done from the influencer's advertising account. This functionality is a breakthrough not only for brands who will be able to control the metrics on the spot but also for users who will now be able to know if the image they see of an influencer with a casual look is on commission or not. How to configure branded content ads? Step 1. First steps, access permissions, approvals for branded content. The brand must grant the creator permission to label the company in its publication with branded content. How can this be done? 1. The brand must go to its advertiser profile in the Instagram app, select the options wheel above the Edit Profile button and choose Business Settings. 2. If the Request Approvals option is on, the Approved Accounts section will be displayed. If the option is off, you won't have to complete any more steps. 3. You must then select Approved Accounts and add the Instagram user of the creator you are collaborating with. 4. Finally, select Done. When you make a publication with branded content in the Instagram feed and tag the company, you will see the option that says, Allow Trading Partner to promote publication. When selected, it will permit you to promote your branded organic feed posting as an advertisement. Step 2. Campaign Setup. When you create an ad from a branded content publication on Instagram, you can use the goals of reach, brand recognition, video playback, traffic, or interaction. The secret to advertising is to build a well-segmented campaign with an engaging image, a seductive caption, and ending with a call to action that leaves the audience wanting more from you, taking them to your profile where they follow you and get hooked on your content. Create an impactful Instagram bio. Instagram's biography is your business card, especially if being an influencer has become your full-time profession. It is a small box at the top of your profile that you can fill in with 150 characters defining who you are, what you do, and why you should be followed. It should also come with a profile photo where your face is visible so that it is clear who you are. Ideally, you should choose your best photo, preferably with a proper resolution, so that it looks attractive. If you do not have a well-defined biography, you will not attract the attention of the people who target your profile. This can leave other tools utterly useless because you direct the public's attention to your profile but fail to give them a good reason why they should stay. The most important thing is that within your biography, you can add the most essential item that defines you because, in the end, those details will be the ones that make the difference from the others. Remember that what you want is to inspire confidence, and those who go to your profile will follow you and become part of your community. You mustn't forget to leave in your profile the link to your website or a particular page that you want them to see. This will be the only place where they can click and be redirected to it. Even in influencer marketing, this option is handy because if the brand wants the influencer to direct your audience to a specific link, they can leave it there and go. The influencer will work its magic by sending the audience to click on the link. Post regularly, stay consistent. If you want to be successful, the secret will be the consistency with which you create content. This is true for any task you decide to undertake. Instagram is a network that continually adapts to change and continuously updates and creates tools that further humanize this digital platform. If you want to be a successful Instagram influencer, keep an eye on updates and trends. To do this, you must keep posting regularly. For example, the stories are an excellent tool for daily use. Even if you decide not to post, some days is valid. But do not disappear. You can continue to keep your followers aware of your day by posting in your stories. Remember that Instagram seeks to humanize the social network and values spontaneity, so stories do not necessarily require a large production. Being consistent is not about posting too much, it's about creating quality content. Consistency plus quality content equals guaranteed followers. Being consistent will allow you to take advantage of new tools and generate interaction with them. Remember, with every update, Instagram tells you what it likes and what your fans are likely to like. From a practical standpoint, if you're making a post that has all the necessary ingredients to generate significant interaction, ideally you'll maintain that standard and even exceed it. That is, you must evaluate what your followers like and keep them engaged with your posts. The quality must also be consistent. To do this in a more organized way, you can create a posting calendar. For this, you can use applications such as Planoly, Preview App, Garni, or even Google Calendar. A calendar will allow you to keep a specific order and not be left blank with nothing to post. It is best to take one day a week to organize the content you will post, as long as you have the flexibility to allow for off-site posting if necessary. The magic begins when you develop a habit. Then everything else is easier to do. If you can discipline yourself to be consistent, you can sit down and spend time on a project whenever you need to, even if you have little time. Discipline is key to making this act mechanical and easy to flow. In other words, constancy generates constancy. Instagram, let the game begin. What hashtags are? Although this application was born in 2010, in 2011, the already famous hashtags were added to help users find images of the same subject. Instagram allows for 30 hashtags per post. But what are the famous hashtags? Hashtags are words or phrases preceded by the hash sign, with no spaces or special characters. They work like hyperlinks, and their main objective is to segment the contents that are published. So, for example, if you use the hashtag love hashtag on several posts, whenever you click on it, you will see those same posts plus others from public accounts that have used the same hashtag. To find posts with specific hashtags on Instagram, you can also use the magnifying glass at the bottom too, if your goal is to group a certain number of posts. Using hashtags will help you lead the public to those particular posts. Usually, hashtags go with a caption that can be either short or medium long. The hashtags you write can be about almost anything. As you type them in, Instagram will suggest other tags based on their popularity. Technically, you can use up to 30 in each post. Why is it essential to use hashtags on Instagram? These are the 3 main advantages of using hashtags properly on this social network. 1. Hashtags allow users to find your posts quickly and help them go viral. 2. By increasing visibility, you increase the reach of your message and increase the number of followers of your brand. 3. On Instagram, there's a direct link between hashtags and engagement. The more hashtags you use, the more visible your publication is, and the more likely someone will interact with it. How do I use hashtags on Instagram? Here are some recommendations to keep in mind. Focus on the goal before defining your hashtags. Research what hashtags your competition, your followers, and industry influencers use. Imagine hashtags as keywords. For example, if your niche is interior design, hashtags like hashtag room decor or hashtag room inspiration will attract people seeking inspiration for their rooms. Use hashtag search engines to identify the ones that are closest to your audience. Use popular hashtags, but only if they are content related. If not, your followers will be disappointed and will stop following you. For instance, hashtag love is among the most effective hashtags on Instagram, but it wouldn't make much sense to use it in posts that don't relate to love. Try to use less generic and more specific hashtags. You can segment your content using hashtags that are related only to you. Remember not to include spaces or special characters. Numbers are allowed. You can use capital letters at the beginning of each word to make the hashtag easier to understand. Avoid tildes and special characters. Hashtags with characters other than Roman letters don't position themselves optimally. The ones with emojis don't position well either. Keep your hashtags short and easy to remember. Avoid fancy words. Give some variety to your hashtag pool, don't just use the same hashtags all the time as you'll miss the chance to be found through other labels. Keep in mind that posts should be public so that users can find them more easily. Use hashtags on your Instagram stories too, so they have a greater reach. Remember, you don't have to highlight hashtags to make them work. You can place them at the end of the post or wherever you prefer. The importance of captions. Knowing how to tell a story through a caption is vital, and it will help you a lot in your strategy to create captions that will hook your followers. It is a powerful tool that is available to all influencers and whose limitation will reside in the creativity you decide to have. Look at 2 examples of brands that have managed to slip into the mind and heart of the consumer, Coca-Cola and Pank. They don't sell you their product, they sell you how you will feel when using it. Users are tired of being sold products, but they love purchasing emotions. Your followers may forget what you say, but they will never forget how you make them feel. That's why telling a story through a post has become the holy grail of great brands and even influencers today. Instagram's new algorithm favors posts that generate engagement, and therefore, a post that receives a lot of likes and comments will be more likely to reach a larger audience than a post that doesn't call for your followers to participate. Forrester Research claims that Instagram is the king of social interaction. That's because the most influential brands are registering high rates of engagement. They get a 2-3% interaction for every follower. And this figure exceeds the engagement generated by the same brands on both Facebook and Twitter. Writing a caption that makes you fall in love on Instagram is synonymous with giving a little wink to tell your community that you're there, that there's a human being behind your profile. The text is essential in this channel for several reasons. You will keep the flame alive between you and your community. You will make it clear that you are interested in what your followers think of you. Also, the text is ideal for raising questions and encouraging participation. But writing a caption that gets the full attention of your followers also has its creative and intellectual process. To be effective, you must identify the tone of what you want to communicate. Identify what qualities and values you want to be remembered for. Be consistent. Make a right combination of image and caption. Both things must be connected because your post can have a decent picture. Still, if it does not have a good caption or an engaging story in the caption, then you will not generate the reactions you want so much. Tell a story. Storytelling is the art of connecting with your audience through stories. You need to generate closeness, show empathy, and establish a special connection with the users. A suitable method for writing good Instagram captions is to tell the story behind the image. Watch the beginning. First words are most important. Instagram will only show your followers the first 2 lines of your caption, so if you want to make them fall in love, you must say the most essential things in the first 2 lines so your followers will want to read more. Take your time. Don't write something instantly and in a hurry. Not if you want to engage your community. Choose your words carefully, be concise. Make a call to action. One of the critical points of a caption is to generate interaction, so making a call to action will invite your followers to interact with you, give you feedback, and even feel part of something. Use emojis. Not everything is formal, and you can make a good caption and use emojis if necessary. Just remember that it must be promptly. You do not want to bore the audience with a text full of happy faces. Don't forget to say thank you. If you are collaborating with another influencer or a brand, it must be not only labeled but also mentioned in the caption. This will generate interest from your followers in them and generate traffic to their profiles. The first step in writing a proper caption on Instagram is to know your audience and understand what they are looking for in you. The art of storytelling on social networks has grown so exponentially that today a group of influencers called caption influencers has been born, whose task is to turn their captions into a kind of blog where they tell their experiences, tell their stories, contribute their criticism, and even some use it as a journal or diary. This makes Instagram a perfect social network for microblogging. The magic of the caption influencers is to be able to capture with the photo and connect it correctly with the description, which works perfectly as a differentiator between so many images accompanied by Walt Disney's phrases. Instagram, the next steps. Analyze your audience. On Instagram, nothing happens by accident, so through audience analysis, you'll be able to know the demographics of your followers, their ages, which content they like the most, and even the hours when they are most active. This will lead you to plan and study the content you're going to publish and even the best time you can do it. Just as companies and brands must find their buyer person, your duty as an influencer is to find a community that feels an affinity with you, that likes your content, and not only that is able to interact with it and share it with other people. Analyzing Instagram followers is something you should always do if you want to achieve success with your campaigns. Whether you're planning a strategy or not, you need to know what's going on in your social network. By planning, you can increase your followers, get more engagement, and improve your sales. Then you'll be able to see if your Instagram strategy is achieving its goals. You will then be able to improve and refine your plan to improve your stats again. Still not clear? Well, it's great to know that you should always have a dashboard on hand to see what's working, what's not, and what needs to be done to fix it. Analyzing your followers on Instagram is part of managing your online community, knowing who is following you and why it is imperative to your brand. So, analyzing and measuring should be a core activity within your entire social media strategy. This is essential for several reasons. It allows you to adapt your content strategy according to your followers, knowing the best times of day to share content. To notice which of your followers are active and which are not, to be able to reactivate the passive ones. Knowing what kind of content your community creates to get an idea of what works best. Segmenting your audience better to adapt your strategies to each one. Analyzing why people follow or unfollow you. But how? The answer is simple, by analyzing Instagram's profile metrics. Growth rate of followers? If you consider that social networks are platforms for social interaction, it is clear that this metric will not be the most important of all. But it will be beneficial to control the evolution of the number of followers. And this, although it is not a determinant, will give you a good idea of how effective your strategy is being. Finding the relationship between the actions you take and the increase or decrease of your followers is the objective of this metric. Once you upload an image, analyze what happens and ask yourself, have my followers increased? What content have you published when too many have decided to stop following you? The famous engagement. The engagement of a publication is the number of interactions it can achieve. Whether they are clicks, likes, or shares, this will be a clear indication of the quality of your content on Instagram. This metric is essential to set the direction of your strategy because it gives a good account of what your followers like best. By looking at each publishing format separately, images, videos, stories, etc., you'll find it much easier to determine which ones work best. Audience metrics. Of course, when analyzing Instagram followers, there are several specific metrics. These are the ones that will help you better determine what your followers are like, what their habits are, how they behave with your posts, etc. This allows you to know what your audience is like in terms of demographics and what the peak hours are for them. The power of stories. Stories is Instagram's most successful tool since it came out into the world. It also has metrics that can help you know if the stories you share are appealing and being well received by your fans. So, its 5 metrics are: next, the number of times a user views your story and clicks on the right side of the screen to move to the next story. Back, the number of times a user sees your story and clicks on the left of the screen to see it again. Next story, the number of times people swipe to see the stories of the following account. This indicates that your stories are not being attractive. Dropouts, the number of times users drop out of stories by returning to the feed or exiting Instagram directly. Responses, this is how many users have direct responses to your stories. For example, if you have linked something, how many users swipe up? Connect with other influencers. Networking is essential, especially if you're looking to meet people in your niche or with a similar audience. Working with other influencers can be a great thing on Instagram, especially if they are in the same industry. Today it is no longer a question of who can establish more partnerships, but of who is capable of doing the hard work. That is why Instagram provides you with tools that seek humanization, a network inhabited by real communities, by people who support each other and work in teams. You can establish a network of contacts within the target you have decided to focus on, people who do the same as you and who, of course, are willing to collaborate with you. Attend events where other influencers are present, and where you can make yourself known and make part of your work recognized. The events are also an excellent opportunity for brands to discover their new allies. But does that mean you should only collaborate with people who are just like you? No, if your business network is made up exclusively of people who are exactly like you will be missing out on significant business opportunities. As an influencer, you will have countless opportunities to collaborate creatively with people in other industries. Benefits of making collaborations with other influencers. It can help you get brand partnerships or generate business opportunities. It will help you to give visibility to your content and therefore, awaken the interest of a new audience. It is an excellent opportunity to meet new suppliers or brands interested in you. It will improve your level of communication and other professional skills, such as leadership. You will be able to see and meet your competition, even form alliances with them. You will increase your self-esteem and self-confidence. You will learn about success stories and the path they went through to get to the top. You will be aware of market trends. If you want to expand your professional and digital networks, creating alliances can take you extremely far. How to connect with other influencers. Think carefully who you want to reach and why. Not every influencer might be suitable to your niche, style, and goals. If you're contacting an influencer on the same niche as yours, odds are they have seen your content, which will make the conversation easier. On the other hand, contacting an influencer outside your niche or area of interest can have several benefits, such as recommending each other for different areas of interest. You can use several online tools such as HypoDetour and Influencity to measure the reach of the influencer you wish to contact. Consider what you want from them and what can you offer to them in return. Think about the ways in which you and the other influencer can work together. If you can, reach out to them in person. Attend the same events as them. Book a personal appointment if necessary. There's something special about face-to-face communication and the connection it creates that can't be replaced. You can use that in your favor. If you have to resort to digital communications, remember that you're talking to another human being on the other side of the screen. Be kind and allow yourself to reduce the formalities, since they might generate distance between you and the influencer. Interacting makes the audience feel special, part of a community. Besides, Instagram has tools that allow you to showcase part of your day-to-day life and generate interaction through quick questions or surveys. The Instagram algorithm does not reward an account full of likes and comments, but those who take the time to respond to their followers and generate positive feedback from them. Remember, they're not just followers. They're a community that you should value and make them feel like they're there. Your Instagram profile is like home and your followers are your visitors. As a good host, you must take care of your visitors' comfort, feed them, talk to them and provide them with an unforgettable time. If you don't treat your visitors well at home, will they want to visit again? The answer is obvious. No one likes to stay in a place where they don't receive proper attention. That's why you should focus on treating your followers well, interacting with them and making them feel they are in the right place by following you. Interaction isn't just about you replying to comments or messages, it's also about you going to the profile of those following you and leaving a comment or even a like there. Create quality content. Have you thought about all the work that goes into taking the perfect picture? It's worth it when the reward is thousands of likes, interaction and new followers. The competition is high on Instagram, but if your content is quality, you'll have a guaranteed safe audience. Remember that Instagram is a more humane social network every day, so your content should be genuine and as original as possible. If you copy, your followers will notice. Also, if you want to make it your secure income, then you need to take it seriously and invest in equipment that can produce photos and videos to suit your audience and even get advice from professionals such as photographers or graphic designers who can help you create visually appealing content. Be creative. Remember that interaction is not just about sitting back and waiting for likes and comments. You must also provoke the interaction by being creative with the creation of your content and of course, by calling for action. Always ask your followers what they think about this. Would you like to see more similar content? And even take advantage of the use of stickers in your stories, such as surveys, questionnaires, questions. It's a way to generate interaction and, at the same time, create content almost instantly. As in all social networks, you must interact with the people you are interested in being followed. Contacting brands. There is no specific number of followers that determine when you're ready for a brand to contact you, so it never hurts to take the risk of taking the first step. You can be an influencer or a micro-influencer. The goal for brands is the same: exposure, content creation, and of course, generating sales or traffic. But who says that brands should strictly make the first contact? It is not something strict. If you feel confident about your community, you can offer brand collaboration with you. After all, there is nothing to lose by trying. Do your research. Before you make the first contact with the brand, you should do some research about it, look at their social networks and find the most appropriate way to contact them. Remember that if you want to gain visibility as a professional, you must act as one. Locate an email that the brand has for the marketing department, or if it is a smaller or emerging brand, contact them directly via WhatsApp. If you send a message to their Instagram mailbox, chances are your message will be lost. You want all the attention to be directed to you. Even though it's online, the treatment should be as humane and personalized as possible. Researching also gives you the chance to learn about the brand and perhaps identify the critical point where you may be needed. If in your first contact, you tell the brand why they need you, it will be easier for them to understand why. You will have several points in your favor. You must also take care of coherence. When you have the purpose of contacting a brand, you look for following it, interacting with it, arousing the interest in you in the same way you have in it. Many fall into the error of asking for collaboration with brands they do not know. Don't you do it too? Find brands that you can identify with and that you think will make your audience fall in love with. A good influencer knows its audience and knows that it will like what it shares. You only have one chance to make a first impression. Show that the brand can trust you because you went further from the beginning. Make contact. Once you have done your research, the next step is to contact the brand. Take your time to write a clear and precise message that tells the brand your interests in establishing an alliance and collaboration. Tell them who you are, what your main networks are, and the channels you use to reach your audience. Remember that it is about honestly selling your image to awaken the brand's interest in you. Also, take advantage of the previous research you did, indicate your strengths, data that stand out that make the brand want to work with you. It's not about pointing out the brand and showing that there is something wrong with it, but rather highlighting the attributes you possess that may be relevant to the brand. Present yourself as a professional. Providing data is essential to justify the investment the brand will make in the collaboration. If your Instagram account is already a business or creator account, you'll have statistics to help you get accurate measurements of your target audience, the visits you have, where they locate, and even the most favorable publishing hours. Data plays a vital role in working with any brand. Have at your disposal a portfolio of your work or a social media kit. This portfolio will not only make you look like a professional in front of the brand. An advisor can prepare a social media kit. Remember that you don't want to send an improvised job with screenshots that you have just made to your statistics. Professional work must be done in advance to get an excellent result. Persist without being pushy. There's nothing worse than a pushy, annoying person. If a brand gives you the first refusal to a proposal, you can withdraw, wait a couple of months, and then reconsider the offer. In some cases, the brand may indicate that it is not the right time or that you can do it later. You are free to propose and they are free to reject. It's an excellent opportunity to learn, and you don't know if the brands that rejected you will be interested in you later. Focus on excellence. YouTube, setting up the system. Create a YouTube account. Before we get into the depths of the world of video and streaming, you must understand what is YouTube. As a rapid definition, you could say that YouTube is a kind of internet TV where you can watch what you want and even learn about topics you never imagined, which also includes live broadcasts. The term television, although not usually used with YouTube, comes to mind because of its increasingly strong integration with traditional television through smart TVs and external devices with internet access that, connected to a traditional TV, allow you to enjoy YouTube as if it were just another TV channel. However, today the transcendence of YouTube is so abysmal that it has overcome the digital barriers and has become a social network. YouTube as a social network. It is now common to refer to YouTube as a social network even more than a video hosting site. On YouTube, users can interact freely. They can vote, like or dislike each video they consume, share videos, comment on them, and subscribe to another user's channel. Subscribing would be equivalent, for example, to following another user on Instagram, since once they become subscribers, users will see the news of the channels they have subscribed to every time they enter YouTube. In fact, the number of subscribers, as in other social networks such as Instagram or TikTok, is synonymous with the success of a YouTube channel. Just as technological progress has given rise to influential people in various social networks, YouTube is no exception. In the last decade, being a YouTuber has become such a profitable profession that the dream of many children of the current generation is to become a great YouTuber. But not everything is rosy, as all professions require a comprehensive knowledge. As in other social networks, you face a large number of competitors, so the success you can have will be directly proportional to the experience you have and how you apply it. Like other careers, your success will also depend on the discipline, perseverance, and passion you put into it. What do you need to become a YouTuber? The first thing you need to consider is that you don't need a computer or a specific camera, but you do need to pay attention to details to generate quality videos. You must try to record your videos with the best technological resources you have. So the first thing you should take into account is that you should do your best and invest in a camera and computers that will allow you to do a good job, as far as your budget allows. You also need a good camera and a minimum of editing skills. Don't start a YouTube adventure without basic technical knowledge, or the result could be weak, poorly valued and laughed at by the users who follow you. Remember that it's a network where almost everything has been done, so you should focus on providing your audience with a certain standard of quality. You must have a decent camera and basic notions of audiovisual editing, or delegate this task to an expert in this field. This is because a YouTube video needs visual ingredients that will engage the audience, such as effects, filters, stickers, or fades. Nowadays, there are many free storytelling and visual narration tools at your disposal. A space to record. You may want to become a gamer, a travel YouTuber, or a vlogger, but it is vital that you prepare the recording space, look for proper light conditions, and make all aspects that hinder the quality of the video disappear from the screen. A messy room, wrong framing, or poor lighting give a weak and dull result. Create your profile. The first step is obviously to open the YouTube site. There, click on your profile image in the top right-hand corner. If you are not yet logged in, you can do so after opening this same menu. Now comes the tricky part. Although My Channel option appears in the menu, YouTube channels are not created unless you do so manually. When you click there, you will be taken to the form to create a channel. You will then need to enter a first and last name for your YouTube account. The form fills in these details with those of your Google account, but you are free to change them manually. This way, you create a channel associated with you as a person. If this is what you want, click on Create Channel. If you wish to use a different name, e.g., a stage name, then click Use a business or other name. Insert the name you want for your channel, which in this case does not have to be your real name, and press Create. This process will create a YouTube channel as well as a Google Plus page and a business account for that channel. You have now created your channel, but it's a bit bland. Click on Customize Channel to edit your YouTube channel profile and give it some personality. From this page, you can add a header, change the channel image, and add a description. Editing the core elements of your channel is extremely easy. By leaving the mouse over the profile image and cover image, you will be shown the pencil icon to edit them and upload a new photo. You can also write the channel description. The following is also essential: a profile picture and a good cover picture for the channel. You should keep in mind when designing your image that the central block of YouTube, where all your information appears, is 960 pixels wide. When designing your background image, you should not place any critical elements in that sector because they will remain hidden behind your channel. Another limitation you should consider is that your background image cannot weigh more than 250 kilobits. Just be yourself. The most popular YouTuber on the internet is Swedish Felix Kjellberg, better known as PewDiePie, with over 100 million subscribers and 10 billion visits. He is the wealthiest YouTuber on the planet and started in this world by uploading video games when there was no one trendy on the YouTube platform yet. He did it simply because he was passionate about it. Another unforgettable YouTube success story is Justin Bieber, whose career took off thanks to his popularity on Google's platform and so on until he achieved his goal. This boy was discovered when he was still noticeably young through the thousands of reproductions of his videos performing his songs, and from then on, it was the production companies that started to be interested in him. The success stories mentioned have reached the top for making a difference in some personal aspect and knowing how to take advantage of it. The profession of these young talents called YouTubers is no more than this. Yes, you can earn a lot of money by having success with your videos on YouTube. To earn money from your content and to gain loyal subscribers over time as a YouTuber, uploading any random thing won't suffice. You will need to find your talent and charm, possess some technical knowledge, and why not? A bit of luck. To understand both people and numbers, to then master the incredibly complex system YouTube has become today. Define the theme of the channel. Content is king. Without content that people find engaging, it will not matter how much effort you make at a technical or SEO level. If the content is not attractive, the users will come in once but won't come back. And you don't want that. Your interest must be focused on users who are loyal to the channel, who subscribe and want your content eagerly. That's why, besides making videos with exciting content, you must also take into account the topic and define it to reach a target audience. The secret is to be yourself, to find something you like and specify it. For example, you are passionate about makeup. Still, you know that millions of YouTubers specialize in this field and it is almost impossible for you to compete with those who have been in the industry for years and who already have millions of subscribers. And instead of being a YouTuber who does makeup tutorials, your channel consists of making anime makeup tutorials, and you can be even more specific, doing makeup for a particular anime. You will probably stand out from a small niche initially, but it can be an excellent start. Discipline and consistency will do the rest. Be genuine. Our viewers will notice right away if you are authentic or not. Exploit your personality and show it in your videos by acting just like you do in front of your friends or family. For example, you don't have to copy someone else's style. Put your passion into it and enjoy it. Nowadays, social networks are focused on humanization, so on YouTube, those who are genuine are more relevant. That is, it is useless to create a character and have a different personality from what you are. Your fans will notice this and you will lose credibility. Besides, honesty is vital if your purpose is to become a professional and if later on, you want brands to take you into account as a criterion influencer. Set your goals. As in all the activities you carry out in your life, if you want to succeed, you must set yourself goals and objectives in the short, medium and long term. The same applies to YouTube. And there are some goals, regardless of your personal goals, that you should consider for YouTube. Build your reputation as a brand. Look for an empty market gap and create valuable content for the people inside it. In YouTube, many people do the same, but each one gives it his unique touch. Your main objective should be to thoroughly investigate what may be missing that you can provide. Remember, you are a product in the market and you have to fit with your audience. Many YouTubers have their brand and even treat their community as part of one big family by consuming their content. Develop organization and discipline. Improvisation is useful for some creative endeavors, but part of the success of big YouTubers comes from thorough planning of their content. It is a good idea to limit yourself to one or few particular niches and taking that as a starting point, connecting with your audience along the way. Become an effective researcher. Spend some time researching and going deeper into your subject of choice. For instance, you cannot be a good YouTuber focused on makeup if you don't know the latest and upcoming products, nor a popular comment channel if you don't delve into the latest news and trends. If you have decided to be an educational YouTuber, you will have to take your knowledge and research and transforming it into an engaging voice or video essay that will entertain and educate your audience. If you want to better understand YouTube, it is advisable to take the perspective of a user rather than that of a creator. Being disciplined and keeping yourself in constant training will help you keep up to date. Understand your audience. What kind of people are watching you? Who do you want to attract? It's not the same to make pranks or science experiments for children as it is to analyze French films or to have a channel about recipes. Characteristics such as the age, interests, socioeconomic status and their behavior in YouTube are fundamental data that you should outline as soon as possible. Have a strong visual presence. The visual aspect of your channel is of utmost importance. It is imperative to take into account the following aspects so that your video stands out from other YouTubers and is the one chosen by the user within the endless uploads made every hour. Both the title and the cover of your video will help the user to decide whether to click on the video to play it or not. The colors should be striking and, if possible, within your corporate image. If you incorporate an image of yourself, it will be even better. The words you include in the thumbnail must be of a significant size to be legible in the small size it has. Keeping the same style for all thumbnails builds loyalty to your channel and your brand. Importance of consistency. People nowadays say that quality is 1,000 times more important than quantity, but very few realize that quantity is an essential part of the strategy when it comes to reaching people in social media. As when doing exercise, you can have high-quality workouts, but you won't see progress if you exercise only once a month. Being organized and consistent when you start creating content for your channel is essential to your growth on the web. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to publish a video a day, but it does mean that you have to schedule every time you want to upload new content. This will help you be more organized and keep your audience engaged. Be consistent. Maintain a good upload frequency and be patient with it. YouTube channels don't evolve overnight, they grow slowly, because being seen by people and recommended takes time. But you also need to consider that to maintain the interest on your channel, frequent updates are necessary. Set a specific day or days during the week, so your user base know what to expect from you and when to come back for more content. If people love your content, you will have them waiting for the day or days when their favorite YouTuber makes a new upload. If you're starting as a YouTuber, there's no need to make overly lengthy videos. The first 10 seconds of every video are crucial, especially as a new YouTuber. Sell what you offer in that time and don't make too long videos, at least while you're starting to capture an audience. Estimations about YouTube behavior show that around 80% of the users only watch the first 10 seconds when scanning for new content. It's clear that YouTube is not going to bring you much if you don't get visitors, but that's a tough step if you're just starting in that world. No YouTuber started with millions of followers. On the contrary, the process required a lot of perseverance and love for what they do. Be organized. Keeping a well-planned content calendar will help you keep publishing content regularly, and if you've chosen a topic you like, you can take a notebook with you or write down in your smartphone notes the ideas you come up with. Writing down everything will ensure that no idea is left out. If you are thriving on ideas and you're ahead on production, you can always schedule your uploads to go public on a set date and time. Take care of the space where you make your videos. Maintaining a space designed for your videos will help you to give them a particular aesthetic to the videos you make. If you don't have an ample space, you can use any blank space in your house. Many YouTubers started this way. Keeping your space in order allows you to create a video at any time, especially when there is a last-minute trend to which you should contribute any criticism or comment or even an idea you have had to document. Analyze your data. Being guided by the number of views, likes and comments are not enough to know how your YouTube channel is performing. Fortunately, the platform offers detailed performance reports through YouTube Studio. To access it, click on your user icon at the top right and you'll find the button. This is the ideal starting point as it includes easy-to-understand tables and graphs, as well as ready-made reports. With these resources, you can quickly uncover valuable and meaningful information that you can start working with instantly. Main metrics you should review in your digital video channel. 1. Predict the success of a video. The first 48 hours of a digital video are crucial. If you get views from 20% of your subscribers, it means you will maintain excellent performance. To determine your viewer to subscriber ratio, go to Creator Studio and compare the number of plays to the number of subscribers. 2. Most popular content. To analyze audience participation, go to Creator Studio, go to the Analytics tab, and select Overview. You'll get entire graphs of likes, dislikes, comments, and shares. You can also review the performance of individual videos and identify which ones generate the most actions. 3. Measure organic views. Organic traffic is that which comes naturally, without the intervention of paid advertising. It is essential to know the number of natural views to determine how well the YouTube algorithm works for your channel and whether your videos appear in the search results. In Analytics, go to Traffic Sources. You'll see a list of figures for each traffic source such as YouTube search, suggested videos, browsing functions, etc. 4. Measuring visits through YouTube searches. YouTube is the second most used search engine. Many users go directly to the platform to make queries. This metric is important, especially when your channel is new and little known, since the search engine is practically the only way to get visits, so it is vital to optimize the SEO of your videos. Check out this metric in Traffic Sources. 5. Viewing time. This metric is critical to identify whether you're engaging the audience with your content, or not. There may be videos with many views where users only stay for the first few minutes and then leave. In Analytics, select Playback Time. In the graph, you can see the average viewing time your audience spends on your videos, and in the list below the time breakdown for each of them. If you click on any of them, you will see its graph. 6. Retention. Retention is the metric that helps you determine how relevant your channel and videos are to the audience. With this, you will know the average length of stay of users within your channel and the key points of each video where you achieved higher audience retention. If the user went back to watch a scene again, it would show higher retention at that point. 7. Most recommended videos. Within Traffic Sources, you can see the number of times your videos appear as recommended. This is a great way to increase your channel's popularity, especially if your video appears as a suggestion after a popular one. Check to see which of your videos appear most frequently as recommendations. As you can see, having a large number of subscribers is not enough if you discover that they are not watching your videos, and you have not captivated them with the content. A detailed audit can identify patterns of what works best and optimize your channel. Contacting brands. YouTube video platform currently has nearly 1.5 billion users per month. Roughly 90 countries have users on YouTube, who consume an average of 1 billion hours a day of content. Every minute, about 400 hours of content are uploaded to YouTube. These data indicate that video consumption has been increasing among internet users. Besides, YouTube is the place where you can find all kinds of content in video format. Therefore, everything indicates that today YouTube is a valuable tool in any digital marketing strategy. That's why the most prominent brands have their channels where, in addition to creating highly creative content, they form strategic alliances with the most notable YouTube influencers. What action is right for you? There are different tactics that you can implement with third parties, which will depend on the focus of the negotiation. Therefore, you must know some of the different types of strategies you can apply to work together with brands.
A. Marketing to the brand.
It is the previous step to formalize the relationship with a brand and includes all actions that are made to contact you and discuss the great proposal to establish a partnership. It consists of showing the brand why they should partner with you. You must know very well the market in which your potential allies locate to understand how to generate value in your proposal. Likewise, it is advisable to include calls to action (CTA) after all the presentation of benefits to make them schedule a meeting or pass you a counterproposal. Many times, it is also useful to include a PDF document with some previous actions you have done with other brands or even your channel statistics. It should be like a resume, but in this case, you should continuously update it.
B. Marketing with the brand.
Once the alliance is created, we move on to the making of videos, of course, raising all the ideas that may exist so that, in this case, the value of the brand gets highlighted. Choosing a template that both shares through social networks is good practice, so they will be aligned as brands and seek to generate impact from both communities.
C. Marketing through the brand.
Within this category is affiliate marketing, where your role as an influencer is to serve as a bridge to publicize the product or brand. It is also usually the case where the product is offered with some special discount to the community with a specific code. This way, the brand can know how many people you have genuinely reached.
D. Marketing for the brand.
This is the modality in which one party uses its positioning and engagement to attract quality audiences, while the other party is in charge of the follow-up. This strategy is applied to then work towards the conversion of those with the best profile to become users of the brand. Sharing the moment of growth with strategic allies can be greatly beneficial, as long as you know how to do it without being in a position to lose within that symbiosis generated by working with others, preparing the ground for a great conquest. More and more companies are starting to reap the benefits of doing business with others, so can you. Dare to create your winning alliances. Below you will find a series of criteria that you should be clear about before going down this new path. 1. Define your objectives. You can't start looking for allies if you don't know what you need them for. You must first determine where your channel is at because, for example, if you are in a growth phase, you will need to argue more about what you are doing. Keep in mind that when establishing a new alliance, if your ally is more consolidated in the market, you may give more in the relationship. This does not mean you will lose, but rather that you will be targeting a market that probably does not know the type of service you are offering. Therefore, knowing what your objectives are will give you a guideline to understand what kind of alliances you might need, which markets to target and what actions with third parties might attract new customers. 2. Keep the points clear. As in any relationship, conditions need to be clear from the outset. Each stakeholder must know what the expectations regarding them are and what they have to give in return. This helps to maintain harmony and allows you to work more comfortably while building the trust that often grows stronger over time. 3. Similar targets. Sharing a common audience to an extent is necessary for interested parties because this will complement the offer of both, and the actions will provide positive results for all interested parties. A common mistake when starting is to work together with other brands just because those who manage them are trustworthy people, even though each company's market is different. This situation is often short-lived. The losses are directly proportional to the futility of efforts to stimulate future revenue due to a lack of consistency in your channel's value proposition. If you want brands to take an interest in you, you must create content that is worth sharing, and that also sparks interest in new audiences. After all, the main objective of brands is to achieve exposure and reach through your channel. TikTok, first steps to success. What TikTok is? During the summer of 2018, a new app appeared in the social media landscape. When you open it, you can find funny videos, set with unusual effects and audio created by users. This new app resembles for most people to Vine, that app that featured short videos that Twitter shut down in 2017. As soon as you enter the app, everything feels randomized, in a comforting way. The succession of strange videos doesn't seem to follow an algorithm, but it is very entertaining, and even though the videos are less than a minute long in average, it seems that you can spend hours watching them. The app is TikTok. Is TikTok more than a random collection of funny videos with copyrighted audio? TikTok, the application from ByteDance, a Chinese technology firm, is a social network which main feature is the ability to record, edit, and upload short videos enhanced with augmented reality, AR, capabilities, with the ability to add background audio from its hybrid library, user-sourced and corporate. A year before TikTok's launch, ByteDance bought the ownership rights of the Musical.ly app and then converted it in what TikTok is today. With over 500 million active users per month, the app is a mix of two apps which were groundbreaking back when they were launched, Vine and Musical.ly. Prior to TikTok formally appearing, Musical.ly possessed virtually the same interface. The app featured the ability to perform lip sync and do collaborations with friends in it. When you log into TikTok, you will enter a video timeline, similar to the one displayed in Musical.ly, with a broader variety of video themes, from montages and memes to choreography full of AR, augmented reality filters. But always random, which is one of the most outstanding features of this network. How does TikTok work? There is indeed no rocket science behind the operation of this application, but some things can help you understand it a little more. For starters, you don't need to register if you just want to watch a few videos. But if you're going to publish, follow or give like to another user, you will need to open an account. You can do this by signing in with a social networking account, Facebook, Twitter, or Google account, or by registering with an email or your cell phone number. Once you've done that, there's nothing left to do but start exploring. It's easy to do, but it's easy to understand if you follow the steps below. 1. Open the application and tap the plus sign tab in the middle. 2. Tap the icons surrounding the main recording interface. These will allow you to add audio and visual effects. 3. Set a time at the bottom to choose how long your video will last. 4. Start recording in one go or in sections. 5. Once you recorded your raw footage, adjust your text, stickers, effects, or music. 6. Tap Next. In the following screen, you can adjust your publication settings. 7. Adjust the comment and privacy settings by touching the buttons for each of the options below the video description window. 8. Publish. Getting a pro account. If you ever wonder about how to understand younger generations, seek for advice at TikTok, because TikTok understands today's youth to a T. It might be too fast-paced and overwhelming for some, but younger audiences thrive on it. It's no coincidence that 40% of TikTok user base is on the 16 to 24 age gap. This curious social network is a phenomenon among young people. However, it has not generated the same hype in mature social network consumers. The reason for that is rather straightforward. It's because of TikTok's intentional design. TikTok's popularity within the youth is explainable by stating that TikTok's creators aimed from the very beginning at the under 18 demographic sector. In a manner of speaking, it's safe to say that TikTok developers took the time to understand the teenage sector better than competing apps. Having a clear target from the get-go, they have followed the behavior of this age group closely, leading them to develop a social environment that can give teenagers and young adults precisely what they want. TikTok is a space in which users can create and share fun videos, featuring them lip-syncing, singing or dancing to an incredible variety of songs. It enables younger audiences to express themselves creatively, whether they are doing some kind of comedy or performing art. It is an amicable and easy-to-use social network. So it's not surprising that more people are joining it every day. That's why, by now, millions of celebrities have already created their TikTok accounts. Even the renowned Jimmy Fallon has previously recorded more than one viral video and also danced the famous and viral #Renegade challenge together with the young TikToker Charli D'Amelio, known for being the girl with more followers on the network, with only 16 years old. TikTok is not going to disappear for a long time. Although companies like Facebook have tried to recreate the app, they haven't come close to doing so. Like every social network that takes off and positions itself, TikTok has also decided to offer us what they call a pro account, with special tools for content creators. This account is very similar to the professional creator and business accounts provided by Instagram. It offers you the possibility to receive your account statistics and build your strategies on them. At the moment, TikTok Pro provides us with our account statistics. We can have and manage up to 3 different accounts. If your goal is to be part of this fantastic viral phenomenon called TikTok, then you should create a Pro account to be able to access the statistics. These are the steps you must follow. Open your TikTok application. Go to the button that takes you to your profile. Then, click on the 3 dots at the top of your screen. When the drop-down menu opens, select the Manage Account option. At the bottom, you'll find the Switch Your Account to Pro option. Being Pro, you will have tools available such as statistics. Select the category you wish to belong to. Include a phone number or email. You will then receive a message by SMS with a 4-digit code. You include it in your account, and you have a TikTok Pro account. Once you follow these steps, you will start to see your account statistics. Use them properly. With TikTok, you have a significant advantage compared to other social networks. As a network that is still emerging and growing, you can take advantage of the statistics and go far. Videos you should create. If you're interested in joining TikTok for personal or work-related reasons, it can always be useful, and very entertaining, to see the posts others have made, and thus inspire you. Even as in all social networks, there is content for everyone, but some highlight much more. In variety is taste, find your niche, and an audience to target and then create content for them. TikTok stands out for the ease with which videos can be created. Not all of them are incredibly complex to edit, some are even easier than you think. But which are those formats that stand out? In TikTok, some differences are strongly noticeable. Music videos or montages. On any given day, you can watch many musical montages or mini musical videos on the platform. Although many people generally prefer to do lip sync, you may find others who are more creative. For example, a trend that younger users love is creating stories in #POV mode using a song. As the song plays, the story unfolds, while what happens relates to the lyrics perfectly. Physical comedy and memes. Most of the posts you'll see on TikTok are intended to provoke reactions, i.e. a great shower of comments and likes. Laughter is usually excellent for that. Although you will find some simple and funny videos, you will also see some others that are more elaborate and well-planned posts with short narratives. Besides, you will find funny videos with a very specific format, all around a set reference or punchline. These are memes, which have the advantage of being adaptable to almost any situation as long as their core template is respected. This template is usually a particular audio with a timed reaction or predictable ending as a punchline. Videos with special effects. Some make use of TikTok filters, and others have become transition wizards. Recently, a stream of TikTokers called transitioners has been derived, and they are showing off their creative skills to create a video with lots of transitions that will appeal to audiences. Others even create even more elaborate videos with more professional kinematics that they decide to create outside of TikTok but share there and, of course, are loved by the users. Duets. Duets are perhaps the most comfortable option to use on the platform. With it, you can respond to a musical post by recording your video with the same music. You can generate a response video or a reaction video. Or even be more creative. There are no limits to creativity in TikTok. Challenge videos. On TikTok, you can also see regularly announced challenges with hashtags. These videos aim to motivate you to record yourself doing something weird to join the challenge. You can usually find them at the bottom of the home screen, right under the magnifying glass, where you'll find the hash with the most popular challenges of the moment. Tutorials. As in other social networks, many people want to learn how to do things, so making tutorials of what you can do can be very useful. Every day more and more people share tutorials about face masks, makeup, food, etc. The secret is to do something creatively and with your personal touch. Video 9, TikTok, Developing Your Strategy. Your main strategy. At first glance, TikTok seems to be just a place of random posts. However, its popularity and its user-friendly interface that focuses on videos gives the chance to brands to conduct marketing campaigns and create opportunities to make their products and services interesting. This opens up a new niche for influencers and new possibilities with a high probability of success. So, if you want to stand out in it as an influencer or TikToker, you must manage a strategy. As in other social networks, you must address a specific niche, especially if you take into account that it is a social network with exponential growth where everyone has the same opportunities to grow. 1. Interact with your audience. As in other social networks, you interact with other people, Not with robots, so you must make interaction with your followers a fundamental part of your life on this network. This way, your audience will feel loved and relevant. You can ask them a question or survey or recommend them for others to visit their profile. Remember that here the relationship is reciprocal. They need you as much as you need them. 2. Produce quality content. It seems that it goes without saying, but you need to remember, all your content and marketing efforts, whether they are targeted or not, should be supported by an appropriate strategy that seeks to add value to your audience, even if you only want to entertain them right away. Think about what you are leaving your readers: one more ad, spam, or value? Make it worthwhile to follow you and not others. 3. Post frequently. Both quality and quantity are important. If you wish to be successful in your niche, you have to make your community understand you're a reliable entertainer, an active creator. The best way to do that is by posting frequently. However, there is no standard to determine the right frequency of posting. You can do it as many times as you want during the day, but it is more important to upload one quality video a day than 10 poor quality, uncreative videos. 4. Get to know your competition. To know your direct competition, you must focus on a specific niche. Once you define it, you will be able to understand who to target and, of course, who has the same target audience as you. Don't be shy, you can always do video responses or duets with your competitors and get yourself known in the process. 5. Learn from other influencers or TikTokers. Learning from those who are already succeeding and growing in this network is not a bad thing. You can even take some of them for inspiration or react to their videos. You have all your creativity available to gain inspiration and do things your way. 6. Know your audience. Don't post for the sake of posting, research what your audience likes and give them what they ask for, which also applies, of course, to hashtags. Specialize and take advantage of your niche. Eventually, you'll be able to create your hashtags or challenges, and your audience will viralize. Getting more followers. With more than 80,800,000 monthly searches on Google, you could say that TikTok is a real juggernaut, comparable to Facebook, whose presence is increasing massively every day. TikTok managed to position itself as the most downloaded app in the world at the beginning of 2020 when it achieved nearly 60 million installations, of which the most substantial portion comes from India, 44%, followed by the United States, 8%. Similar to other social networks, hashtags in TikTok are essential because they allow you to tag information and conversation topics. Also, you can search for hashtags directly in the app's search engine, along with specific users and sounds. The primary function of hashtags is to tag specific content so users can search for it and find it more easily. So, if you want to spread your products or facilitate their viralization, you must use hashtags so that users can more easily reach your profile or page. What else are hashtags for? They increase your followers because they increase the digital word of mouth. They help you find your competition because when you click on a hashtag you use, you can see who else is using it, so you can rethink or strengthen your marketing efforts. They make your products more visible because they help create or strengthen your branding and visibility. Tips for better use of hashtags. 1. Use content hashtags. This point is very simple. A content hashtag is one that isn't scheduled or part of a campaign but simply describes what the post contains. That's why it's called that. For example, if you use cosplay and make videos related to anime, the hashtag cosplay or hashtag cosplayer will be perfect to label your content. Something as simple as this can help you position yourself better to your ideal audience. 2. Create or participate in challenges. While much of TikTok's content is music related, the reality is that most people use it for comedy and to show off their challenges, so you can create one and, of course, don't forget to tag it with the right hashtags. 3. Get on the trending topics. The hash you get in the magnifying glass are the ones that are more in trend. If you want to take off, you can take advantage of them. Make videos with content related to the hash trend and take advantage of the virality. 4. Create catchy hashtags. For inspiration, search for your ideas on other networks such as Facebook, Instagram or Twitter before implementing your campaign. If it turns out that your idea is super common, you're in time to change it. 5. Keep it simple. Choose hashtags that are easy to write and pronounce, short and straightforward. Don't put hashtag I'm dreaming long sleeping, use hashtag sleeping time instead, so it can be shared more easily. Remember that the public also values minimalism and simplicity. Most popular hashtags. We leave you with a list of the most popular hashtags at the time of writing. TikTok. Meme. Challenge. TikTok challenge. Love. Cute. Follow. Fun. Music. Thip. For you page. Followers hack challenges. If you want to laugh for a while and test your coordination, there's nothing like TikTok challenges. These fun challenges turn the internet on its head and have us trying things we never thought we'd do. If you're looking to succeed in TikTok, then succeeding in one of their viral challenges may be a good angle at it. Although we warn you, you'll have to practice a lot because it's not so easy to get it right the first time. Do you dare to try? How to use challenges in your favor. There are two ways in which you can approach challenges: starting a challenge and joining one. Starting your own challenges, when done properly, can convert all the interaction generated into followers for you. However, you need an interesting premise or the help of your community to viralize it. Therefore, starting challenges becomes considerably easier the more established you are as a TikToker. On the other hand, you can earn a lot of visibility by participating on an already established challenge. Depending on your performance on camera, and with the help of your differentiator element, you can gain a high amount of interactions and followers. Some examples of challenges. Currently, Charli D'Amelio is the most popular girl in TikTok, with almost 60 million followers on the platform. In less than a year, this girl went from being a 15-year-old girl from Connecticut to being perhaps the most famous face of the Z generation in the United States, and sooner or later, globally. Charli became famous for her choreography and style to dance. Her most notable hit was choreographing Renegade, a song turned into meme. After that, she joined Los Angeles TikTok Hype House Collective. As if this wasn't enough, she became the first TikTok influencer to star in a Super Bowl commercial. Her popularity was so overwhelming that other TikTok stars began inviting her to collaborate and work together. This #Renegade challenge became viral, which made her a star. But it's not all about dancing. There are some super simple and fun challenges that are not only perfect for attracting an audience and entertaining them, but also for having a good time in the company of your family and friends. One example is #Losers Challenge. The activity consists of turning your back to the camera. Then, together with your friends, you must activate the follow faces filter and turn to the rhythm of the music to discover who is the first to be focused by the effect. This lucky person will be the loser and must serve the punishment set at the beginning of the video, or even if you want to make it even more interactive, you can designate the challenge to the followers. One strategy used by some TikTokers is to set the challenge to the comment that wins the most likes, and in this way, the call to action is implicit and becomes a fun task for both the video maker and the viewer. There is even a more severe example, as is the #ThereL challenge. This is one of the most critical challenges of TikTok because, through it, we do not seek to entertain for a while but to start a conversation about the consequences of bullying in our lives and the importance of stopping it. With #ThereL challenge, several content creators have told us their experiences with bullying, stories that make us think twice about our actions and the repercussions they have on the lives of others. Post frequently. Although the idea we usually have is that TikTok is a network exclusively of teenagers, nothing could be further from the truth. Although this platform started by hooking the little ones with their dances when it was musical, in the last months, young people and adults have been joining it, and they see in this social network a creative vehicle to get their messages to millions of people. We already find surgeons, psychologists, marketing specialists, designers, nutritionists, sportsmen and women who take it very seriously and share quality educational content. It is necessary to emphasize that TikTok is a social network where virality is just around the corner, and that everyone has many or few followers, have equal opportunities to appear on the For You page tab. Attracting the public will always be the objective of the users. However, to do so, there must be an indispensable ingredient: consistency. This network, mostly inhabited by children and teenagers, is becoming very popular among adults who are also trying to find a space on the net. However, some are harshly criticized because they seek to do the same things that children who have already acquired popularity have been doing. If you're an adult, you don't necessarily have to do the same things that kids do. You can play with your creativity to make videos that, of course, are attractive but always try to adapt them to you. The key to success in TikTok is to be true to yourself, and consistency is what allows you to stay in the minds of your followers and not have your content lost over time. The one who likes what you do will be faithful to you and help you grow. All people produce a series of sensations when you see them for the first time. That initial sensation is what will give you one position or another in the minds of users. A clear example of this is the first time we see someone, that first impression. We get a general idea of that person because of what we have perceived. The image of a profile works the same way. Don't be afraid to be funny but be responsible. Coherence and consistency are the fundamental pillars on which your brand must be built, what you are, and the mark you want to leave on the world. This is the way to differentiate yourself from the competition and get closer to your desired target audience. You have rights, But you also have obligations. Someday we will inherit not only debts or properties, but we will also have the opportunity to inherit our network profiles, all that information that over the years we have uploaded, commented. The contacts we made, an essential source of data for our heirs, the way we did business, with whom and what it deforms. How are you holding up in social networks? As an influencer, are you aware that you are an opinion leader? Big data is generated from the first day you use the internet and social networks. It is quality you are producing, it can be critical, taste for something, your work, your trips, in short, any lifestyle and way of thinking. Being consistent can even be your most prominent attraction for brands because there will be consistency between what you say and what you do. And that in the long term, it is beneficial to work together with others. Video 10 TikTok Analysis and Goals. Analyzing your data. The first step to start understanding TikTok analytics data is to know how to access it, so from your brand account, in the app, just follow these steps to do so. Switch to a pro account. From your profile, click on the three dots on the top right and go to the Manage Account menu. There you will find in the lower part the option highlighted with blue letters that say, Switch to Pro Account. The information will start to register right after you have switched to the Pro account, and it will take up to 7 days to begin showing the different insights. During this time, it is advisable to post as much content as possible to collect more information. After starting to see the first numbers in this section of the application, now comes the point that all CMs should understand about the analytical data in TikTok. The analytical data on TikTok. The information in the statistics section is divided into 3 key sections. The first one is a profile overview, the second one is fan insights, and the third one is content insights. General profile data. This first section of TikTok's analytical data is particularly useful to know how the overall performance of the account is. Here you can see information from 3 critical sections of your profile. The first section is the number of views, which is the number of times the TikTok content was viewed within 7 to 28 days. The information in this section appears by day. The second section is the profile views, a metric that indicates how many times the TikTok profile was viewed, also within 7 to 28 days. The information is also presented by day, and because of this, you can see what content is bringing people to your profile. Finally, the third section of this first section is the follower count. From this, a graph shows how the number also evolves in a period of 7 to 28 days. By considering this number and its evolution through the days, you can align the published contents to determine which were the most attractive ones to the point of motivating the app users to follow your account. Follower insights. Under this second section of TikTok's analytic data, things are more straightforward. The platform displays the demographics of the people who follow your account, considering the gender and regions from which they see you. Here it is possible to encounter all kinds of countries because of the scale at which the platform works. Moreover, the data showed also covers a period that can go from 7 to 28 days. Although it might not seem so important to have this information, you should know that it can also be an excellent guide for the content you will develop for the platform. Brands that want to captivate more people in certain regions can take this data into account to know if their actions have the expected effect. Content insights. Finally, the analytical data section of TikTok offers vital information divided into several sections designed to better understand the results you are getting. In the first instance, it is possible to see the total number of publications launched in a period of 7 to 28 days and the number of reproductions or views that they achieved at that time. The posts are shown from the oldest to the most recent. Just below this first section is the trend section or trending, which reveals which videos have been popular in your account during that period. It is also possible to see the number of plays obtained. Within this section, each of the videos has more data to show. This is one of the most useful features of TikTok's analytical data. If you click on any of the videos shown in this section, more information will be displayed, such as the number of likes obtained, the number of comments and shares. Below that data, it is also possible to see the total playback time of the content, the total plays, the average playback time, the types of traffic sources and the regions of the audience. As with other platforms, this information helps adjust published content to increase those metrics or to determine if what is being published is effective. As you can see, TikTok is serious, and even if you're already a little tired of all this social networking, keep an eye on this platform in case it ends up replacing Instagram in the future. However, everything points to Instagram including all TikTok features very soon. When to contact brands. TikTok, being a social network that is still in an emerging state, makes all brands want to have a presence there. It is in the eye of many brands that want to increase their reach, and right now, TikTok is among the best ways to do it than by taking advantage of this trend. After all, If there is a lesson to be learned from TikTok, it is that taking risks beyond the traditional schemes and trusting creative endeavors can help you earn the loyalty of your followers and attract lots of attention towards you. There are ads in the app, but they are not invasive, and major brands such as Huawei, Samsung, Apple, Xiaomi and Oppo are directly involved with technology development for the app. The big production companies, owners of sounds, songs, and movies, allow the use of their content on the platform. Each audio or sequence is played billions and billions of times when used by people. Imagine that brand exposure, especially in the entertainment market. This makes it a multi-million-dollar social network without the need to invade the feed with advertising. Because TikTok does not allow links to publications and until recently started allowing advertising, these businesses focus on the visibility that the platform can give them and not on a tool that ensures them to gain new customers. To succeed in TikTok, you must be extremely creative, especially if you want brands to look at you as a fundamental part of the community. When to contact a brand? As in other social networks, quantity is substantial, but the quality is even more so. To understand when the right time is, you must look at your statistics and work on a strategy. If you don't have a direction, you won't know where to go. Once you have your strategy, you only have to create highly creative content that can catapult you to success. This can even be done by an expert, marketer or publicist, who will guide you based on what strategy you can work. If you are yourself and use your knowledge to your advantage, growing up will be easy. Another fundamental point that you must take into account is that your videos must generate impressions, that is to say, commentaries and shared. It's not just a shower of likes. Make calls to action with your videos or with a short, concise caption that gets your followers to comment. Once you consider that you have the right move in your account and that you will be able to reach out to others, then you will be able to contact brands that you think can be identified with you, or whose values are in line with yours. Don't forget that for this, you must already have a well-established target audience, a well-defined niche and explosive creativity. How do you carry out this process? The first step, as always, is to identify brands that may be interested in your niche, and that can address your audience. Such is the case of some TikTokers who do tutorials on photo editing applications, and applications like PicsArt have given them a whole year of their Gold or Pro version. Once you identify the brands, you must contact them. It's not always the brands that have to contact you. To do this, make your social media kit available to the brand, where you not only include your information and statistics from TikTok but from all the social networks you are present on. Create a personalized email and let them know you are interested in working with them. Take care of your message and spelling. Try to write a concise message that summarizes your information and why they should work with you. This is fundamental. It will make the brands increase the interest of the brand in you. Include photos and some of the links to your most relevant content and, of course, tell them how they can contact you if they become interested in your proposal. Show the brand why they need you and why your presence at TikTok can be vital to them. Remember that your interest must be genuine. Brands are more interested in those who are not a copy-paste of others. Try to personalize your message, study the brand, and talk directly to them. Video 11 Conclusion. We live in the digital age, where technology advances by leaps and bounds, where one day something may be part of a trend, and a new one overtakes the next day. The new roles created by this digital evolution seem to be here to stay, but this is not something that can be predicted because 2 or 3 decades ago, nobody would have imagined that television, radio and traditional advertising would become obsolete. However, as long as the opportunity exists, it must be used to the full. There are already millions of brands that every day decide to work together with the influencers, who make life in the many social networks that exist. Many even make it their profession and their full-time job because they can take it very seriously and work tirelessly to generate numerous profits. And although social networks have led us to digital transcendence, the primary purpose of these will always be to be more social. It's all about humans interacting with other humans. You must take into account that if you want to become an influencer, you must prepare yourself because technology advances and you don't want to be left behind. It doesn't matter if you are a celebrity, an influencer or a micro-influencer. The goal will always be the same, to grow and offer brands the many advantages of influencer marketing by working with you and thus boosting their sales while increasing their reach and exposure. In influencer marketing, however, it is not the quantity but the percentage of interaction, engagement, that your publications generate that is important. Get your values right, find something you like, identify a good niche for yourself, find your audience and create content for them. Also, define your objectives, be very clear about what you want to achieve because it will help you not to deviate from your long-term goal. Do not work without a strategy. Influencer marketing is a surprisingly effective technique that, even though it remains a mystery for a considerable portion of the market and can be undoubtedly risky, those who have decided to take the risks have succeeded in terms of earning money, reputation, and conversion. Therefore, if you want to awaken their interest, a strategy that leads you to achieve your short, long, and medium-term objectives will be the key to your success. Be honest and forthright with the brands. One of the main advantages of this method is that, unlike in traditional marketing, you have leverage to negotiate directly with the brands how the campaign is going to be made. Brands will trust your expertise in your area of influence, because as an opinion leader in a niche, who's better than you to determine how to reach your community? Such negotiations generally result in win-win strategies that will grant you more attention from the brands and earn you more money and success. And finally, put love and passion into what you do. It is not worth doing something just because it is a trend or because you want to make money. The secret of many YouTubers, Instagrammers, and even TikTokers who have achieved fame today is that they have fun. They do not make videos for work, they do it because they find it fun. It is an activity they enjoy doing. Find a job you like, and you won't have to work a single day in your life.